Yo, 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 everybody, what's going on? It is time. I will switch the screen in just a second because it is Wednesday night. It is Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. It is Tales from the Yawning Portals. It is Tomb of Horrors. It is Gwydion killing us. And he is the DM, so I will let him take it away.
Thanks, Rob. So, everyone, just as a reminder, I will be not streaming tonight, but I will be recording the DM version, throwing it up on YouTube. But Rob's got the player version, and he's live. So everybody watch Rob. And thanks for tuning in to our session number 3. We'll see if this is the final session, or maybe there'll be another session. We're going to cut tonight just a little bit short. We'll be going for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So with that, let's have the players introduce themselves, and then we'll do a quick session recap. So Benazar, why don't you start us off?
Hi everybody, I'm CJ. I am playing Benazar Arja, who is a half-drow bard, and let's just say their life changed fairly drastically last time.
And Rob, you're echoing CJ pretty bad. I'm not sure
my
why.
bad. Yeah, I should probably.
It's okay.
I might have to do something here.
Okay, no problem. Vethadur.
Hey, this is Jayside. I'm playing Vethadur, the cleric of Helm. He is his domain is light. He likes to burn things. He's very martial. He likes to be out front, but he doesn't use many weapons. He relies on his faith, the faith of his and his connection to his god.
Very nice. And Jocko?
Urash54 playing Jocko, and he's going to be famous for shooting his crossbow tonight because he's feeling a little spooked. He fell down a 100-foot hole and just keeps sticking his head in holes, and he's scared.
He did, and he actually willingly teleported into the, well, I guess not into the 100-foot hole, but into that same room. So, all right, how about Clark?
Clark being played by Rob Toohey. Clark is the 15th level fighter who recently one-shotted the Ultra Lich Acererak and is now walking around with a supreme amount of confidence. And as far as Clark is concerned, we've won Dungeons and Dragons, and we just need to find a way out.
Legend.
He's feeling pretty cocky.
I have one question.
Yeah, please.
In regards to our shorter time frame, I'm okay either way, but is there a break or is there not a break with the shorter time frame?
I say let's go, and let's just go, and I'll kind of check in with everybody after about an hour and 15, and people want to go, we'll keep going. If you guys want a break, we'll take a break. All right.
I'm down with that situation.
All right, and everybody's got their inspiration up. Don't forget you have some player notes if you want to look at them. You've got a few parcels that you've gotten along the way. And who wants to give the streamers just a quick recap of what happened last session?
Well, mistakes were made.
I like it. That's the entire recap. I love it.
Benazar entered in a chapel where there was a desecrated altar that ended up exploding on us a little bit later. There was another one of these gateways that have these stones around them. Normally 2 stones light up at the base of different colors, and then 1 stone lights up at the top, at like the top little stone. And then this one had a green mist, and sparing Jocko the normal escapade of running through and going on an adventure by himself, pulling levers, Benazar went through due to him having the ability to teleport. Kind of made a little bit of sense. But he returned to us a little different. His gender was changed, as well as his fundamental personality characteristics and how he views the world. Some would call alignment. We found a hidden keyhole that turned out to not be for a key, but we thought it was. And after the keyhole was found, we kind of kept searching. We ended up finding a down in the other passageway that we crawled through from this multicolored runed room. There was many runes and little symbols in another doorway, but we found a hidden passage. And there was 3 chests where we ended up finding a ring that we used to insert into the keyhole that we thought was a keyhole. And through there, we went through some traps and almost got dropped into a pit of lava. But it ended up not happening. We had some levitations and some boots of speed saving the day. Eventually, we ended up in the catacomb of Sararak, which he was all liched out, and he kind of started to get up out of his little resting area, and our warriors went apeshit on him, Ginsu'd his ass real quickly. Action surged and went crazy, and then the roof started caving in, so we ran and GTFO'd out of there. Did I miss anything about Lance?
Very nice recap, and yeah, you guys caught him by surprise, and unfortunately, you left. You know, there were some coffers and things in there, but you had to get your butt out of there quickly, and you did. And you made your way back through the Hall of Spheres, and actually found another secret passageway in the northwest of the Hall of Spheres. And where we left last session, you're in a small room that has the statue of what looks like a gargoyle, 8 feet tall, 4 arms, but one of the arms is broken and lies on the floor. So I will share the image again with you. And Vethadur, for such a great recap, give yourself a second inspiration.
Oh, I am so inspired. Thank you, sir.
Kiss ass.
All right, so here's what the
Nice
gargoyle looks
artwork.
like. All right, so what do you do?
What do you guys see in there?
It's a gargoyle with 3 arms. The 4th one fell off. Looks like a statue. It's got a tail too.
Is it like moving and trying to kill you?
No, it's stationary, just standing there. I'm gonna walk by it and see if
Alright.
I'm gonna do it carefully and
Don't touch it.
no touchy. I'm not gonna.
What was
try
the
to
name
beat
of
it
this
to
map
death.
again?
I'll share it with you.
Map
players.
players.
All right, I got it.
Okay.
With Clark's confidence, I'm sure he'll just grab that arm and start beating it.
So Jocko,
Thank you.
as you look closer to it, the only difference I would tell you with the image that you saw on your screen is that the hands, the 3 hands there on the statue, are outstretched and kind of all facing palms up, and they appear like they have some type of carved depression in each of those 3 hands.
Hey, got some weird spot where you can put something in the hands here. Someone else want to take a look at it and see if they can figure out what's going on? This thing?
I can't do that anymore.
Nice.
I'll take a look at the impressions and see if I can understand what the impressions look like.
Okay, so Vethadur, you jump up there, and you're taking a look, and your intelligence. Well, actually, yeah, your intelligence a little better than Jocko's. Not a heck of a lot better, but you do think that it seems like those depressions would fit maybe a large gem or something of that nature.
I'll overlay that to the group, and I'll describe the cut of the gem that might fit in here better than I could.
Do we have any gems?
We have a gem-studded collar.
Hmm.
Jocko's gonna stroll over and take a look at the arm that fell off and see if it has one of those indentations for a gem as well.
So it looks like it obviously looks like it's somehow been ripped off or torn away from the rest of the statue, but the remaining hand does not have that same kind of concavity on it at all. It is kind of facing palm up, but you don't see that same concave inside the hand.
I'll share it with our brilliant drow elf. Hey, this one doesn't have a little thing for the gems. What do you think?
Well, I suppose it could mean that the statue was altered after it was broken. I'm gonna take a look at where the arm was attached and see if there's any kind of mechanism or if it's just stone.
Okay, you take a look at it, and it just looks like stone to you. Doesn't look like anything else. Just normal stone as far as you can tell.
Well, I hope the gems we need weren't in that Lich's room, because I don't think we can get them now.
Oh yeah.
Well, we
Maybe.
might be able to dig our way back in there and search around. I don't know how smashed up it is.
So are these depressions in any specific shape of gem? Just specific kind of cut? Like would I be able to recognize the gems if I saw them?
The only thing I would say is that certainly, I mean, you mentioned the collar, and you definitely believe that the gems are of that same size of the gems that are in the collar. And if you recall, in that collar, there were 10 gems, I believe, in that. I don't have it up in front of me, but I think somebody has it on their sheet.
Oh no, it's in the party sheet.
Oh,
Hey,
is it
Clark,
okay?
can you bring me that collar?
Yeah, let's get up here and start doing some gem action.
All right, and it says here that the gems look easy enough to remove. So I will remove 3 of the gems and put them in the depressions in the hands.
Okay, you do that. And as soon as you do that, all 3 hands begin closing and just crush the stones in their hand. And they just kind of think about all 3 of those hands closing into a very tight fist. And as soon as that happens, the hands open up and return to their normal position.
We've got
you just see-
ourselves a gem crusher.
Yeah, you
Are
just
the
see powder
indentations
on the
still there?
floor. They are. You just see they basically have dumped the powder out onto the floor and returned to the position they were in.
All right, I snort. No, I'm just kidding.
Interesting. I'm gonna go back out into the hall,
Okay.
and if I need to get closer to the door at the end, I will to see if the colors in the stones have changed at all.
And we've yet to go through that portal, right?
I believe so.
Correct. You do not notice any change in the color. Now, if you remember, they're still glowing left-hand base stone olive, the right one citron, and the keystone kind of high above is like a russet light.
All right. I think we should check the rest of these spheres and see if there are any more hidden passageways.
Okay. Is everyone kind of participating in doing that, or what's everyone
Yeah.
else doing? Okay. All right, so you guys spend a good, 15, maybe 20 minutes going through every section, all of the spheres again, looking at all of them, and you believe that you have found every passageway behind any of these spheres that leads to kind of a false door or hallway.
All right. Well, I'll start talking to the group about the portal, and I'll basically say, guys, we still don't understand these colors on these portals or how to traverse through them safely without random. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty. Seems like a trap. Every one of them seems like a trap.
Urash, thanks for this. Bam.
Bam.
It's a trap. Let's do it anyway.
So it says the message in rune said, or through the arc and the second great hall you'll discover. This feels like it could be the second great hall. Shun green if you can, but knight's good color is for those of great valor. And we figured out this one. If shades of red and red stand for blood, the wise will not need sacrifice, aught but a loop of magical metal. You're well along your march. And then it says these keys and those are most important of all, and beware of trembling hands and what will maul. We didn't see the gargoyle maul anything, so I don't know.
It's like he was trying to make it confusing.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I want to go back down to the temple room and see if anything happened to that door.
Okay.
Okay.
We never did even look or listen or do anything with these, right?
We opened those doors and giant spears came out.
Oh, okay, no good. Oh my god, I disappeared.
Okay, so you're back in the chapel, and what are you're trying to look at the
archway.
down here. Yep. All right, so you kind of look from where you are, and you do not notice any change. The archway looks the same as it did when you left. Go back down. Go back down where you were in the pit.
I don't know.
I'll look at the paintings on the wall in this room. Do I see anything that would resemble Iron Men, or with grim visages?
You don't think so? I mean, again, you see the humans that they don't look very pleasant, and they look like they've seen better days. But nope. This is hard. This is where hopefully they go back.
You've left and found the tomb, and now your souls will die.
Go down, go back and check out the area.
Do you guys want to go through that hallway's archway?
The down here?
Yeah. No. That's the gender.
Back up in the big hall.
Oof! Don't do it.
Oh. I mean, as opposed to what the hell else are we gonna do? I don't know. I'm stuck.
On the map with the other archway, that hall jeweled one. What is this? I forget what that tunnel is.
So that's a continuation of the Black Sphere's tunnel. It curls around and goes underneath.
Oh, right.
And that's where, and then that leads to this hallway.
Yeah,
right.
The room we're in.
This with the altar that was desecrated and the throne, or no, you said it was just a chair. You didn't say it was a throne.
Right. Yeah. It was a chair, and then there's the passageway to your right that leads down a flight of stairs that led to the pit traps, with the door on the bottom of the pit trap, and that's where you had kind of gone down some steps, stepped into the gas, and fought the Lich, and then came running back up out of that room. And then you had the big long lava corridor that nobody died in, but was definitely lava.
And then just because we kind of ran, I'm going to go back to the pit traps. And if anyone wants to come with me, that'd be cool. I wanted to see how buried that section is that we had to run from.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Pull you guys onto that map 1 sec.
And we have a mace, correct?
You
that
do.
we-
Yeah. It was a silver inlaid mace, and we picked it up, and the Lich seemed to not like that we had it.
He's very upset.
But when we got there, it was just laying on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So Benazar, you guys get into the pit and you kind of push open the pit door towards the stairs, and you look at the stairs and you see the stairs in a hallway. You don't see any rubble, nothing at all. Looks just fine.
Motherfucker. Okay.
Wait, there's no.
And you
Oh, no.
know, since you're the one that looked and this is on your spell list, you know what a programmed delusion is, and you have a feeling that is
Yeah.
just what you experienced.
This guy.
So it does say this: you've left and found my tomb, and now your souls will die.
Yeah. So we've left once.
So give me a perception checks if you would.
Oh no.
I love it.
Anytime I get asked to roll any kind of thing.
Okay, so both Vethador and Clark, and you would have noticed this when you first came down the steps. You all weren't really paying attention, and running out, you certainly weren't. But you do notice on this wall now, you do notice that there appears to be some type of door, but it's strange in that you can kind of see that it appears to be a door, but there's some type of magic. You can't tell what's holding this door shut, but it doesn't look like just a normal, typical door. But you do see that there's something there.
All right,
did-
now when I start looking at this, I start to get serious. Okay, guys, I have magic. I tell the group, Helm will show me ways to see through these deceptions. I am not comfortable with this sorcery, and I cast True Seeing on myself.
Okay.
And this lasts 1 hour, non-concentration, and I look around and the door in the hallway and all that stuff.
Okay, so when you cast True Seeing and when you look at this section of the wall, you can tell that this door has been locked with some type of abjuration magic. And you know that really the only way you're going to be able to you're going to have to somehow find a way to remove the magic. But you definitely know it's some type of abjuration magic.
I'll tell the group, stand back. I'm going to try to dispel this. There's an abjuration effect on this. And I will cast.
Is stand back dramatic, or do you really mean we should
Oh
stand
yeah,
back?
I'm like, you see me, I'm squinting and my hand is out, and the light on my miner's helmet is shining forth. And I'll cast Dispel Magic at level 3.
Okay, you do that, and as you cast Dispel Magic on it, the door slides open to a passageway beyond.
Oh my god, did you hear the stone on
that
stone? That
was-
was awesome.
Awesome. I watched Matthew Mercer's last game on Crit Roll, and he added steam to his little minis that he had. There was like a steam effect making this fog. It's like,
Oh, that sounds cool.
sounds and visual effects. Awesome.
Got his name in the Book of Dragon Heist Waterdeep, and then we were play testers to get their names in. Son of a bitch.
Oh, maybe if
But-
you guys are more famous.
But you're not bitter.
Maybe
about
if we,
it. You're not bitter.
maybe no, not at all. I did. It's funny. I started that complaint campaign to write in about the maps, and someone else, I think it was Lord Intros, wrote
I saw
in,
that.
and he
Yeah.
added, and the play testers didn't get their names in it. I was like, yeah, sweet.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, let's go look around the corner and see what kind of death awaits.
So
I'm
I
by
don't
myself now.
I don't want to overplay the duration on True Seeing, but an hour is a pretty fairly large amount. Let me know.
It is, yeah. I'll try to, if you can pay a little attention, but I will as well. So I'll kind of mark it now, and yeah, definitely will have it for some time.
And as we step in, I guidance myself. I pray to
Okay.
Helm. Say, be with me, Helm, as we traverse these halls.
Helm be praised. Helm, watch over the guy out in front with the traps and everything.
And you are not looking for traps,
Going
correct?
to the door. I am not, because
Okay.
I'm stupid.
Excellent. Oh, crap. Stack tokens. Oh, my God. Hold on. There we go.
Stack tokens. That's
The
a
first
sex
step
move.
is admitting it.
That's right. All right. So you come to a
What's
door.
the second step? I'm so stupid, I don't know what the second step is.
Clark the willy-nilly.
All right, I get to this door, and then I'm going to say, this was behind a secret place. So that means I want to listen here to the door. I want to press my ear on the door.
Okay. So roll a perception check.
Certainly.
All right. You don't hear a thing. It sounds very, very quiet.
All right, seems quiet, everybody. And then I try to open the door.
And
Okay.
I'm continuing to look around and see if I can see things that are showing me illusions and falsities and stuff like that.
Gotcha. And the door does open. And it opens into a room. And
Oh, snap.
this room has walls that are lined with shells and old jars. And there's a large desk and a stool, a couple workbenches, some tables that look like there's some kind of, I don't know, you can't really tell. It looks like maybe some kind of preparation tables, clay pots and urns kind of lie on the floor. Linen wrappings are kind of rolled and strewn all about. And you also see 3 large vats in the center of the room. And I'm going to give you an old school picture of this. So think of these vats are about 7 feet in diameter and 4 feet, kind of about 4 feet deep, 4 feet high.
Is there blood? Any blood in there?
I don't know. You're welcome to go check.
4 feet deep and 4 feet.
Yeah, they're about 4 feet
What about
tall.
that?
So they're pretty.
Oh, look at that. Look at that on the shelves. There's potions and shit over there. I'm going to go look at those.
Yeah. All right, so Jocko,
Um,
what are you
all
doing,
right.
Jocko? You're up into that one. So, and Clark, tell me what
looking
you're
at
doing
it.
too. But
Yeah, I'm looking at this.
Clark's going to go actually sit down at the chair at the desk and start looking through the desk.
okay, so you're rummaging through the
On
desk.
it and in it.
All right, and
Is that a desk? Yeah.
yeah, that is. And you don't really see anything. You see, just normal writing utensils and some old parchment and things of that nature. Some dried herbs seem to be scattered around the table, but nothing really else that's identifiable. You actually see a few things that might be some bones, but nothing really recognizable. And Jocko,
Okay.
in that middle vat, are you kind of checking that out? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I have a piton that was up my sleeve that I slip out real quick, and in my hand I start stirring it without touching with my hand, but stirring the fluid to see if it's
What are you
coagulate.
stirring it with?
A piton.
Investitor
Oh,
starts a
okay.
10-minute ritual cast of Detect Magic and removes guidance. But you guys are doing it.
Okay. So, Jocko, as you're stirring that, it kind of bubbles and boils a little bit. And you pull the piton out, and it looks like it's being corroded as you're looking at it. It's kind of slow. It doesn't happen immediately, but it's clearly some type of acidic substance that is kind of ruining that piton as you hold it.
All right, I'm going to set the piton on the edge of the bowl and just go, dude, don't stick anything in there that's valuable to you. Good
However,
thing I
you
used the
do
piton.
notice as you were leaning over and stirring that with the piton, you do notice that there appears to be a half of what looks like a golden key at the bottom of that vat.
Oh, good.
Snap. We got to fish that out, guys. There's a key in here. Check it out.
You see a Investitor chanting and kind of got some incense out. He started to burn it and he's doing these ritual hand gestures.
Hey,
are you
shine
gonna
your
do in
true
this?
sight on this and see what kind of
Shine your true sight over here.
I kind of stop my ritual for a second, and I do look around, and if anything, like, you know, that little glance around the room where you look for threats, and then I continue my ritual.
Okay, and stand by 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I mean, one thing you do notice, and everyone can kind of notice this now, is there's also what looks like another hallway that leaves the room, but you don't really. Well, actually, let me look at True Sight 1 second. All right. Well, my read of True Sight would be that you also, as you're just kind of looking all around the room and trying to kind of glance and see what you see.
Yeah, I'm looking for threats and anything
Okay.
super interesting.
In this vat, you notice as you're kind of peering through the side of it, they're all just a little bit grayish and murky, but you notice this one in particular on the right-hand side of the screen. Not only is it gray or murky, but there's something that appears to be very much alive and very much not very happy that you all are in the room.
I'll say the creature is hidden his presence in the black vat on the right, or on
Yep.
what I'm looking at.
I know it's kind of on the east, I guess. Whatever. Yeah, it's the one on the right-hand side as you look at the screen.
Can you tell what kind of creature?
I will answer that. Does it look like it's swimming in this?
It looks like it's some kind of viscous, some type of jelly-like creature. So it looks like a big mass of some type of very big mass of nasty jellyish evilness.
I think we fought a black pudding one day. That might be what that is.
All right, I'll say that to them.
So I'm gonna try to come up with a way
Pissed.
to tie some pitons into my rope so I could fish this gold key out of there. Kind of create some kind of hooking mechanism.
I think you need something stiff.
Hashtag. Let's see what I got in my inventory here.
And keep in mind as you're thinking about this is 7 feet wide and 4 feet down, so it's going to be awfully hard to just fish around. I mean, certainly tell me what you think you want to do and how you want to do it, but it's going to be hard just by trial and error to fish around at the bottom of that.
All right, so I do have a pickaxe, miner's pick. I don't know how long it is. It's probably 3 or 4 feet long. I might be able to use that to kind of just slide it in the stuff real quick and try to hook the keyhole on the key. Scoop it out of there.
You put it in the vat and start fishing around with it, and you can feel the handle, which is wooden, begin to start dissolving as you're doing that, and you don't seem to be able to really get a good handle. You push it around a little bit, so you do think it's real. You don't think it's just an illusion, but you don't seem to be able to get a grip on it.
That thing is like a snake down there. Somebody got something that could pull this thing out of here? All right, I do have a mace in my inventory and a crowbar, which has a hook on the end of it. I'm going to tie a rope around the crowbar attached to my mace so I have a little more length and try to really just before I stick anything in there, line it up to where I could go down and try to stick it in that keyhole and scoop it out of there without touching any skin on the acid.
All right. Give me either a sleight of hand or I guess I'll give you acrobatics. Either one. It's kind of a dexterity thing you're doing. So give me that in the tower. Either one.
All right, I'll drop.
Bethador put guidance on him?
He can? Oh, it looks like we lost Jay for a second.
Oh, is he gone?
I don't know. I just see reconnected, so I think he's back.
Oh no, yeah. I'm currently doing a ritual, so I won't be able to.
Oh, you
Okay,
can't.
got it,
I
got
was
it, got
trying
it.
to get a detect magic out, but it takes 10 minutes.
Yep, that's
All right,
fine.
I'm going to use my inspiration
Okay.
and a stealth roll here, and I'll drop it in the tower. Oh, it only rolled one.
Well, because you have a disadvantage on
In
stealth.
stealth,
so-
you're probably at disadvantage because
so
of
it-
armor.
yeah, if you didn't know that, I'll let you kind of retcon that if you wouldn't have done that.
You're not going to use sleight of hand, Yurash?
Yeah.
You could do that instead and still take
Oh,
advantage
I
if you
meant
want.
to do. Yeah, I meant to do sleight of hand, but will that do the same thing?
No, sleight of
no,
hand.
it
The only
shouldn't.
one that has the thing is the stealth.
There.
If you look on this,
Yeah, that worked.
I
remember?
rolled stealth.
Yeah, much better. And even though your tools are much the worse for the wear, and in fact, you probably aren't going to be able to use that crowbar again, you do fish out the half of what appears to be a golden key. And let me put that in the inventory.
Excellent.
Wasn't quite how that was supposed to go, but I'm going to give it to him because that could be a very boring encounter. So let's just give it to him. Too many windows. Here we go.
What's it called? It's not called a half a key. What's it called? Oh, key part. Gotcha.
Yeah, I just identified it, so you should be able to see it now.
So I guess I'll go and look in this other vat over on the west.
Okay. And you kind of peer down in there, and you see just some murky water, but it's clear enough that you can see to the bottom, but it looks like it's just kind of a murky water.
All right, so the other half is probably not in there.
I will look in this one next to me.
As you peer over and look at it,
Oh,
this ochre jelly nasty thing kind of throws out a pseudopod at you, and everyone can roll initiative as this thing wants to eat you.
It's still casting. Get ready for.
sword clanking. I am gonna beat this thing up, but on my turn.
Jelly sounds.
I can hear him.
All right,
Gross.
so Benazar, she is first to act.
We'll go ahead and get started with a fairy fire.
Yeah.
No, boo. Doesn't like that.
No, it's good. It's good.
Damn it.
All right.
It fails.
Your failure is complete.
As a bonus action, I'm not gonna do that yet. We're okay. So I'm just gonna get up on this table, and that'll be my turn.
All right. Jocko.
All right.
Yeah, the old stand on the table ploy.
Moving in. Gonna drop.
Come and
a
get
little-
you some.
Get some. That's right.
Oh, you know what? Hold on.
There's
Stand
always
by.
room for
Stand by
trouble.
1 second. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and do your attack, and then
Sorry.
1 sec. All right, good. All right.
Uh-oh.
So you slash into it,
He's still healthy.
and it did not. You can tell it kind of slams into it and does not do anything to it. It kind of like squishes into it. You can kind of see this whole section cave in it, and it pops right back out and looks just fine as it slurps and slushes around.
All right. I'm gonna do an unarmed strike on this thing. Punch it hard.
And Jocko, hold on. You hit it. What did you hit it with? A great axe?
Great action.
Okay, stand by 1 second. Just give me one quick sec. So as you do that, this thing actually cleaves in two, and you see not only one, but two. But they are smaller. Both of them are now medium size. And I can't quite make those work.
That's just fantastic.
But yeah, so now you have two of these jellies that are sitting there waiting to attack.
Made babies because of you.
All right,
Yes,
I
and
know
it was
I have
almost like your axe just cleaved right, just sliced right between them and split them in two.
All right, I know I have a mace that I can pull out if I saw that happen with a slashing weapon. But I'm going to punch it to see if bludgeoning does anything and if the mace is a good weapon to switch to. So
Okay.
let me take a punch.
Ooh, and you slam into it and this
I don't think you have
squishing
targeted.
sound.
Oh, you did. Never mind.
I hit.
You did. And you do a
And
point
it
of
did
damage.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to stow my great weapon, my great axe, and end my turn.
All right.
He did the mace attack to the one on the left of
Yeah, the one next to him.
So I stopped my ritual and I kind of flick my wrist out as if I'm ringing a bell, and you guys hear a sudden chime. But the ochre jelly feels it a little bit differently. I'm gonna tolling.
Ooh, tollage.
Tolling.
Oh, and it
All
fails as
right, and
bad
you
as you
do
could.
a-
Yeah.
This little mine. It's a salt.
Oh, and this. Yeah, this
God dang.
necrotic damage just, you can see it, all these like parts kind of slam out from it and just explode and kind of land on Jocko and Clark. They're kind of covered in a little bit of jelly grime right now, but it looks very worse from the air.
Splat. And I pass my turn.
All right.
Quick
All right.
question: do both of them have fairy fire? Because they split and they had the fairy fire. That's a wild one that would be good for the.
I'm going to say yes because they're part of the same creature. So, CJ, why don't you put it on the other one? I didn't think about that.
That makes sense.
But it does. It does. So 11 needs it. Yep, you got it.
Cool.
All right. As my action, I am going to drink one of my
What are the jellies?
potions of fire breath.
Oh, okay.
No. And that is, and I guess yeah, that's my turn. That's all I
Okay.
can do.
Can you pass your turn, sir? Thank you. All right, here we go. Jelly number 5. He did not like getting split in two, so he is going to throw out a pseudopod that just comes flying out of, I don't know if it's the middle, the side, somewhere out of this thing, and shoots out at Jocko. And it misses, and it only has one attack, so it is very sad as it passes its turn. And number
Is that
11.
a melee attack?
Yes, it is. Yep. And this one sees Clark, and he's right in front of him, so he's going to throw out a pseudopod. And he misses with a 19. What kind of... And he passes his turn.
All right. I'm really jealous of Vethadir's +5, but I'm going to try to do the same spell.
Okay. And it fails. And
I have Jocko targeted. Sorry.
I was going to say, somebody absorbed
was-
something. All right, let me take that off of Jocko 1 second, and you can throw it. Jocko, how much did you...
I had 7 temp, and then.
Well, but it looks like it did 12. It only did 5 to you, so you should have had 19 damage, so 1 sec. I guess I could have re-dragged it on, but I don't know if it would have done the absorption, but anyway.
No, it absorbed 7 and then did 5.
Yeah, so that's what I put back on him, 5. Oh, I see. He had the temp, sorry.
Yeah, Yeah,
Yeah.
19 wounds and 7 temp.
Got it.
There you go.
All right. Did you drag it on the Gaia yet, or you can if you haven't? Oh, and it just explodes from the inside out. And Jocko, you are almost blinded for a round because you get so much jelly goo in your eyes, but you wipe it off. You're okay.
All right. That'll be my turn.
All right. Jocko.
I am gonna move over to get close enough to swing my mace at this guy that I swapped to.
Okay. All right, and you hit. It's not very dexterous. It takes that damage and...
Can you on a mace?
Can you do what?
Let me look at it.
What was the question?
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't hear.
any melee weapon, isn't it?
What great weapon?
Great weapon, Master CJ. Is that what you're asking about?
Yeah.
It's
I'm
any
not
melee
sure.
weapon, I think.
All right.
I don't know.
No, it's a good
Because,
question.
anything you're proficient with,
All right.
yeah,
Cool.
any heavy weapon you're proficient with.
It's got to have
A
the
heavy
property.
weapon. Heavy weapon. CJ's right. So I don't think a mace is a heavy weapon, is it?
Oh yeah, it's simple melee weapon. I don't know if it's heavy or not. I don't have the chart up, so I'm not sure. Let me take.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
it would
they
say in the
had
properties.
weapon.
It would say in the properties, like Great Axe says heavy.
Yeah.
If it doesn't say heavy, then in the properties, then it's not. So I'm
All right,
fine with
so,
that one. Just remember, let's not worry about...
All right, I won't. Gotcha. Yeah, I won't use it on this one.
Okay. And it's a hit. He's critical. He's about to join his buddy. He's got jelly all over the walls. Bethadur?
Well, we're gonna keep up the tolling of dead jellies here, and I'm gonna flick my wrist out as I cast the Toll the Dead cantrip at him.
Wow, there's only like 6 weapons you can use that with.
And he fails.
Nice, and you the rest of you hear just a gentle chime, but this thing here is this like necrotic energy that kind of rips its little brain apart.
Cause the
Oh, and it just once again
Dang.
explodes everywhere and in a pile of
Helm
goo.
compels you.
All right. So you now have a pretty empty, absent some murky water vat that's in front of you. That
Is there a
you
key in
see
it?
Yeah,
if
key
it,
tap
as
here.
Clark looks into the bottom, you do see what appears to be the second half of a key.
All right, let's get it. I'll get it.
And it looks like these keys seem to you like they would fit together, these two halves.
Oh yes, well we're gonna put them together.
I have just the thing.
If you don't have mending, I do, but yeah.
I've
You
got a
don't-
scroll of it. If you have
you-
it as a cantrip, you can go ahead and do it.
You actually don't even have to. As you touch these two sides together, they form into a sparkling golden key. And I'm going to take off the halves.
Form of a key.
It's like Wonder Twin powers. So now you have a key.
Clark will have 3 fire breaths in the chamber for the next hour.
Okay.
Both ends of the chamber.
That's right. I can fart.
Nice.
I can burp. Whatever the hell it is.
I like it.
I can maybe pee a little. Ooh, it burns. It burns.
You should go see a doctor for that.
Oh my God! Did you guys see that over there on the map?
Yeah, I know. I was kind of holding down shift and I forgot the whole damn, whatever. All right.
We gotta
We're
look at
running
the
over there.
potions on the wall as we pass through.
Yeah, I'll spend a little time looking through these pots, maybe.
Absolutely. I mean, you look through all these pots and pans, and it looks like, best you can tell, there's a lot of old embalming fluid. It looks like this may have been some type of preparation room for perhaps mummies. I mean, that's the best you can deduce by seeing the various bottles and herbs and linens and wrappings.
All right, let's move
All
on.
right. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God! It goes down.
You see some stairs
Now,
going
does that go
down.
down
Do
a
we
lot down, or just down like 10 feet to
Just
another
down another.
part? Okay.
do we feel like we missed something in the? Did we look close enough?
We looked and we didn't see anything, and we got the other half of the key.
Right.
Yeah,
If
I
we-
think we're good.
If we end up needing something, we can come back and see if it's in here.
So, Clark, as you look down the hall, you see a very large pit. And I will show you guys a current image of the pit.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
And it is very wide. It is, well, as you can tell, it's about 20 feet wide.
I can make it.
No problem.
What is that thing on the right column?
Sorry, what are you pointing to? Oh, you mean in the picture?
Yeah, I've got an arrow on it. No, right, the
You know,
silver thing.
it's just flavor. I mean, there's nothing.
Okay.
I know it looks like it's a key or something, but it's just flavor.
All right.
Do we see any magical shiny loots on the skeleton in the pit?
You don't. It just looks like a pit with obvious spikes at the bottom, but you do not see anything else. And it's similar to the others in that it's a 10-foot deep pit. I put the description in the, but it's about 10 feet deep. Spikes at the bottom.
All right, I have a 50-foot of rope. I don't have a working crowbar anymore, but I don't think I need that on this. But I will step back and do a standing run and jump over and maybe throw a rope across and get these guys across in case so they don't have to worry about falling in.
What's your strength?
His strength's 20,
Uh-huh.
and if he takes 10, so
He's not most creatures.
roll me a d20, and I'm only looking for a 1 for you to critically fail. Otherwise, you're fine. Okay, so you can do that. So you make the running leap and jump across the pit, and you're just fine. You land on the other side, barely, but you make it.
I'll look for something to tie off the rope to if there's anything.
Well, if you're going to use a piton, you can certainly hammer that in, and obviously the piton has an eye hole through it that you can loop the rope through.
All right, and I'll toss the rope across to Clark.
It falls in the pit, and
Alright.
Clark misses it. No, I'm just kidding. You can get it.
You can just pull it back up.
All right.
I will hammer a. If I had a hammer, I will hammer a piton in. Hold on, I'm just checking before I start lying. Yes, I do have 8 more pitons. So
Okay.
I will hammer a piton in and affix the rope to that as well. So we've got a way to. So now we have a tightrope. We can walk across. No, I don't think so.
Right.
I think if it's close enough to the wall, you can kind of lean against the wall and use that to kind of shuffle across.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's I mean, I'll make you guys do an acrobatics check going across, but yeah, you could certainly try to do that.
Okay, I'll go across first, and I'm going to use my.
I mean,
inspiration on
I'll
there.
just tell you. I mean, look, there's nothing necessarily magical about this. I'll say it's I'll give you like a DC 12. I mean, it's not that hard, but so use your inspiration if you want, but that's really what you're looking for.
Good friend Clark, I will give you my immovable rod, and if you feel like you're falling, just click that button on the end.
Oh, snap. Okay. So then, based on that information, I shouldn't even have to make a roll.
And I pray for guidance from Helm as each person crosses. I'll guidance them.
You sons
And
of
then when I
bitches, cheating player. No, you're
Get
fine. You're
rod
making it
back,
cross
and then
fine.
we can use the. Hey, it's innovation. It's innovation.
Yeah, no, it's great.
We can use that. We can use that technique for all the people.
Yep, that works.
I am so confident in my acrobatics. I'm just gonna give Beth to do the rod while I
Oh
nimbly
my God, he
try to
wants.
walk
All right.
across.
All right. As I take the rod from you, I say Helm is with you.
Okay.
Shall not fail.
And you get a 20, but you needed a lot of that. You had a 6, but you have a plus 13. So he knew he was going to make it because there is no crit fail in checks. So, all right.
Rock and roll.
That's right.
All right. So, yeah, you can put yourself across. Yep, no problem.
Is Gwyddy
Yeah, your voice, we can still understand you, but it's like a weird choppy thing.
Yeah, I'm noticing that with you guys too. I don't know if it's my internet here, but you guys are getting pretty choppy for me.
But we can still understand you. It's just annoying as fuck.
I'll confirm with Jocko that Rosh that I'm hearing what he said. It is
Yeah.
in for me.
Yeah, because I can hear everybody else fine.
Exactly.
Oh, is everybody else fine? I'll try to fix
Yeah.
something on my end. Okay, 1 second. Because you guys were getting choppy, so give me 1 second.
I blame Colorado.
Goddamn Glean with this goddamn Denver internet connection. What the fuck? Oh,
Discord.
wait. Push.
They're gonna make
Discord.
everybody robot until you give them money.
I gave them money.
What are you, premium or whatever it is?
Yeah, turbo.
Nitro.
Nitro, yeah, thank you.
Does that sound better?
Yeah,
it does.
it
Yes.
does.
Okay, so hold on. If I don't do this, then my voice will not go through OBS. So let me change so that my voice records for the stream. 1 second.
Nitro gives you a spinning icon, a spinning avatar, but also what I like about it that I
Okay,
use
test,
it a lot
test,
for,
okay.
probably daily,
All right.
is 50 megabyte file transfer.
Oh, that is.
And I use that a lot.
I don't know why
if not.
Yeah, I don't know why mine sometimes midway through the session. I don't know if it's because I have so much shit open that it just kind of over time degrades. But
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm taxing my machine for
You're
certain.
being throttled here, yeah.
Right.
This is a long hallway. I'm getting nervous. I don't like it.
Does Jethadir make it across?
Oh, I didn't know
I
if he was
accepted
trying.
the
He's
rod.
he's happy to. Yeah, he will
Yeah, I
definitely.
accepted the rod. And
That's what my prom date said.
I accepted the rod. Nice.
Just filled with regret.
Oh, you've oh god, you've had that in the chamber for a while, haven't you, CJ?
What, regret? Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
No. Just I said that's what my prom date said, and then I thought you were adding just filled with regret.
So Clark, you don't make
I
it
was
that
adding
far.
it. That was just ad lib.
You make it to there, Jocko, and when you get there, you notice on this wall above you a door with your passive perception. You notice a secret
All right.
door.
I say, look at people. It's
Does
a
it need
door.
a key?
It just
said it
looks
was
like it
elevated?
pushes open. It looks like just a door that you can push open.
No, I think he said above you, meaning just on the map.
Oh, sorry about that.
that's-
Yes, I did. You're right.
Yeah, I open the door. I push on it.
And does the rest of the hallway look like it just dead ends?
It does, just like where I've ended the.
Okay.
Yep.
This bullshit again.
Oh, okay. So this is this is where we go. All four of us go in there, and then the gas comes in and kills us, and we die. I'm gonna step through. I will eyeball my party members. Like, hey guys, I'm going in here. Like, what's
You're
up?
so brave.
I don't like this piano music. It's making me upset.
I like
Some
it.
shit's behind this door, you guys. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit more forward and then see if anybody wants to come in here with me, or do I need to do this by myself?
You got a buddy that's willing to help you.
I'll help.
All right, I'm gonna see Jocko open this door. And then I
So who's
step back.
opening it? Is Jocko opening it?
I'm gonna step back. Yeah, I want to make him do it.
Jocko, you opening?
All right. Yeah, after I link arms with Clark, I'll open it.
Bullshit. Oh man.
Come on, buddy. I'm
All
scared.
right. What's
All
this
right,
setup?
you open it
Find out.
and you see a room. 1 second. Give you a little description. The room appears to be filled with funerary offerings and furniture. There are 4 rotting sofas, a couple of throne-like chairs, and a jumble of stands, small tables, and vases and urns that are dented, chipped, and broken. Only the rather plain tapestries hanging on the east and west walls appear to have been spared a rough looting. Amid the general havoc are scattered several trunks and a large number of coffers. I put that in chat too because that was a pretty big explanation. Here's
I'd look at the throne. Okay, sorry.
nope. Here's an old school image for you.
The throne that's keyed and keyed. I look at the throne.
Ah,
Which
It's
one?
all everywhere.
Okay.
So I say that to the group as I approach the throne. I say the throne that's keyed and keyed, and I'll look for a keyhole and inspect it.
Okay. Do you want to pop on in there and?
An investigation?
Yeah, you're
No,
welcome
like
to.
go
Yeah.
into the
go in the
room.
room.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh yes.
put back on the piano
Go
music.
ahead.
So give me an investigation check.
And I'll ask
Or
the
actually, I
guy-
mean, if you're okay, you're looking for the key. You don't see anything that resembles keys in the throne, or in the chairs that look like thrones.
Is that a keyhole in the cabinet over there? Does anything have a keyhole? I'll go in. there and see.
I mean,
I'll start-
you see a door up to the top, but that's all you see.
Anything
Okay,
behind
I'll
this
go-
tapestry? Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna go to the door and see if the door has a keyhole.
And you get up there, and it does not.
Okay. I'll let some other people do some things while I.
yeah, we're
prepare
checking
myself.
the tapestries out and seeing why they left them if they're invaluable.
Is there anything
there
behind them?
anything behind that?
Okay, so Clark, you're looking at the one on the east wall.
Jocko.
Oh, sorry,
Jocko.
sorry, Jocko, you're right. So very, very heavy. They're very large, very long. So it's kind of hard to really get a good look behind them. They're just so thick and heavy on the wall. I mean, you're kind of pushing them around, and you don't see anything like on quick glance, but you don't really feel like you're able to completely get a good look behind the tapestry.
Do the tapestries themselves depict anything remarkable?
They're kind of weed-grown rocks and green and golden kind of scenes of undersea life, like seahorses and all aspects of coral. But and they're kind of somewhat nice looking. But yeah, that's what you see on both of these tapestries.
And the gray thing on the right, that's a door, yeah? On the north.
Correct, where Clark is.
upper
Yes.
So Jocko asked a question. Looking at this tapestry, if I stick my pickaxe into it, like slam it in, poke it through, yank, could I pull that thing down, or is it something I can tell I couldn't do that?
You think you could pull it off the wall? I mean, you're obviously with your 20 strength, and if you wanted to do that, you definitely think that you could pull it down.
I'll do that. I'm really curious what's behind this because I like to know what's hidden.
Okay, and
Stab it, rip it down.
all right, and just as you do that, you do get it in, and you're starting to pull it off. But as you do that,
It screams.
the entire floor begins to heave and buck in the entire room, and everyone needs to make a dexterity saving throw for me. Okay, Vethader, you kind of fall prone and you're kind of lying on the ground. Not too much worse for the wear. You got some bumps and bruises, and Jocko, you are able to, as this is bucking, you stand up just fine. You slam. Is it your sword or what is it you slammed into it?
My pickaxe.
Pickaxe. And as you pull it down, the entire area around you and Vethader, as this tapestry comes down, it just starts devolving into this huge mass of slime. In fact, it turns into green slime.
Oh, God.
And as that happens, you are both covered.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
And you both take acid damage, and you believe that slime is still on top of you, and that acid, you think, will continue to eat into you unless you do something about it.
So the tapestry became slime? Or...
As soon as you ripped it off the wall and pulled it down, the entire thing just kind of instantly transformed. It appeared to be some kind of magical effect, but it instantly kind of morphed into this green slime that covered both of you.
All right, I'm going to run across the room and drop, tuck, and roll against that. Or I won't drop, because I'm going to roll against this tapestry and rub the acid off me on the tapestry.
Okay.
Okay.
Like a dog, you know.
So, purification through fire is the first things that popped in my head. So I'm gonna burning hands myself and Jocko.
Okay.
Why is that the first thing that popped into your head?
Must purge evil.
You do that.
It's not evil, it's slime.
Does Jocko is immune to acid, or what? How come he didn't take damage?
Jocko, because he was, it was only 5 and he absorbed it. It was temp.
No, Vethador absorbed it.
Oh, did he?
No, Vethador absorbed it. Yeah,
Oh,
it doesn't
because
show
he
that
succeeded.
Jocko was.
He succeeded on his save.
Oh, so he didn't.
So you
take
know what?
any.
You're right.
Oh,
He
yeah.
didn't take any. Yeah, I guess that's.
So then, Jocko, you don't need to go.
Yeah,
do
you're
that.
right. You're right.
Okay.
I missed that. I thought. Yeah, I
I'm
thought.
glad I got away from burning hands.
I thought it still took
But
some.
yeah, is Vethador gonna burning hands his own
Well,
face? What's he gonna do?
if I'm covered in this stuff,
You are.
I tip my fingers together and start to just. I'm sure it'll still hit me as it hits that, but I'm burning.
Okay, you and how much damage does that typically do? Burning hands.
3d6.
All right, give you do burn it away, but give yourself 1d6 of fire damage.
Okay.
As you do kind of burn it away and you get it off of you, but at the same time,
Well, it just
some of the fire.
quick, and then I'll. Alright, so I took the spell slot, and you guys just see me kind of put my thumbs together, and I just start to
Nice.
purge this slime that's covering me, and I don't, it was a reaction. That's where my character, he just was burn it away, and you see it start to melt, and you see some of the damage hit himself, but he stoically takes the pain as he purges this, what he sees as corruption.
Okay.
Benazar just stares horrified.
And Jocko says, "Hey, Benazar, move back. I'm gonna try pulling this one down because there might be something important." That was
Oh
a
no.
decoy.
No, you fool!
It was a decoy.
Okay.
Not into the acid. Not into the acid.
So do you pull that one down?
I do the same thing because I don't like open-ended questions.
As you do that, it,
None of that made any sense.
as you do that, it does turn into
Have I
slime.
ever?
And I will put this on you. This dexterity saving throw.
Put it on you.
And you
Whoa.
adroitly dive out of the way. And the tapestry is down. And behind it, you now easily see a door to a chamber that appears to go beyond.
I wink at Clark.
And while he was doing that, I prayed
Nice.
for guidance.
Okay.
You are on the team, the Detroit Adroits. I like it. So we can
since I
safely
suppose-
go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll move on up.
And the floor
Clark
continues.
moves away from the regular door. He's more interested in the secret door.
The floor continues to heave kind of under you, but you guys are not really damaged. It's more irritating and annoying than anything that's really going to hurt you. All right, so are you opening the door, Jocko?
Yes, I will. And with Clark by my side, arm in arm.
Oh, right by your side. And you open the door
snap.
into a passageway.
Let's do it.
Let's go in.
We're going to the secret place, everybody.
Why is there turns? What's going on?
I don't know. Let's look. All right. Oh,
All right,
more
and
down.
you see a long hallway.
And I'll say to the group as we're walking, we're just going to ignore the other door, correct?
Well,
Correct,
for
for
now. If we need to come back. We can.
Okay.
All right, and stand by.
Always go through the secret door before you go through the regular door.
Right?
That's where monsters are.
The message said, "If you find the false, you find the true." That might just be a philosophical statement for the whole dungeon, really.
Exactly. So stand by 1 second.
This is where we get to the big boss, and he goes, "Oh yeah, those riddles? No, those are just crap. They don't mean anything."
I'm pulling you guys onto another map, so 1 sec.
Whoa.
Jacko says, just think those dummies tore that room up and didn't even disturb the tapestries. Ha ha ha.
Wisdom.
All right, you guys can move yourselves into squares once I open this up. And I will unshade some of this.
I don't like how big this one is.
It's very upsetting. Also, the joke I always do.
So it looks like there's a... Oh, go ahead, sorry. What's the joke you always do?
I don't like how big this one is.
Oh,
That's what my prom date said.
All
I
right.
want to go to the intersection and look because I'm brave and / stupid.
Vetheder, as you and Clark are stepping up, right when you get to that square, you notice a pit trap that's right in the middle. I'll draw it, but you can see the seam, so you can tell, and you guys will be able to get around it or wedge it shut, but let me draw it here for a second.
Okay, I probably have 35 minutes of true seeing left.
Oh, good point. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say a half hour. Yep, that's probably good.
I would think
And,
that
so
it
that
would be a mechanical trap.
Yeah, good
but
point.
magical.
Good point.
Jacko steps up and goes, guys, this is times like these. I wish Finnan was here.
Nice.
Yeah, it's too bad about what happened to that guy.
All right.
Glad you like his boots, though.
Yeah,
It's like he's here with us.
Well, knowing that that's there, we can easily circumvent it either sideways, up or down, or all the way across it. It shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to jump just across to there and see what I can find.
Another
Okay.
picture.
And you see
Shoulder
a
hits the
hallway
hard
with a
corner
door.
and trips him in.
Okay, there's a door down here. There's a door over there. And what about above us?
And you see
yeah.
a hallway.
And then there's a
to
hallway that extends past my dark vision. What do you think, gentlemen?
Yeah, it looks like
Ladies and
that.
gentlemen.
It looks like it goes to the end of a passageway.
Oh, okay, so there's no door there.
I'd say maybe
Join-
south.
All right, let's do it. This time I will be careful to check in front of me with my sword on the floor in
Okay.
case I don't see anything. And once to the door, as soon as I see Vetheder and Benazar come into this hallway, I will open the door.
Okay, and before you do that, since you said as you see Vethodar come into the hallway, with his true seeing, he clearly sees this is a false door with a spear trap behind it.
Oh,
I'll yell out.
thank you.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
magic. That is a magical falsity. There is a trap right there. Back away. Back away.
Okay, so yes, let's do that. Let's not.
So Jacko goes, hey, is there any way I can get to the side and avoid the spear trap and open this?
Do I see any reason to try to avoid the spear trap and get in? It just looks like a dead end with spears.
Oh,
that'll
okay,
shank
good,
you.
thank you.
It
Is that what I'm
does.
assuming?
Now, does true seeing normally just see magical? And I wonder if I should have given that to you. Is it more of just a magic secret doors? I'm reading.
I personally don't think it would reveal mechanical secrets.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
We can just say this one was
That's
an
fine.
illusion, maybe.
That's fine. I think in the future I might not give that to you because I think you're right.
Yeah, that's kind of how I view it.
Reading the spell, it says hidden by magic, so I'll remember that.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
All right, I will wait for Vetheder. Now I want his services to look at all these doors and see if they're real.
Okay, I'm looking around.
Oh, but we determined that if it's a mechanical one, you're not going to know anyway.
Right.
Yeah, if
I'll say-
it's something that's hidden by magic, I would say yes, but otherwise no.
Yeah, I'll say I
All
was
right,
able
so
to
then-
see that because of the sorcery.
Here,
They're not
piano.
gonna trap 2 doors. I'm just gonna open it.
Okay, and as you prepare to open the door, before you open that, I'm going to ask, it is 8:15. Do you guys want to break or just play through the next hour? I'm fine either way.
I
Late.
can play.
I'm good.
Rob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's fine.
All right, so you open the door. If I can reveal it, 1 second. All right, and it opens to a long passageway.
Oh, I might have to go to Dick's Hamburgers.
What? I don't get that reference.
Yeah, when I after I take my sister back from the airport. There's
Okay.
a place called Dick's here that's really good. In Spokane, if you say eat a bag of Dick's, that is not a slam.
Okay.
That is a request to get good food. I'm gonna go around.
Spokane is a strange place.
It is.
It is. It's a super strange place.
All right,
but it's
and
awesome.
Clark, as you look into this, you see a thick silver mist shot through with delicate streamers of gold. And this mist is so thick that it pretty much obscures your vision of what lies ahead.
All right. Well, I think we have to go in. Don't we?
Let me throw
I
a
mean,
pipe
we're
piton
We're
in first.
15th level adventurers. Are we just gonna go? Yeah, you know what? Let's just turn around.
I'll take a look at the mist. Do I see anything different than him?
Stand by 1 second. No, you don't. It's,
Okay.
yeah, you don't.
What color was the mist? Golden?
It's kind of a silvery mist. Kind of got some streams of gold, like some flecks of gold as you're looking at it.
Okay. And who had the key? Clark, right?
Clark did. I don't know. I'm not sure if he grabbed it.
We fused it
It's in
together.
the party box.
Yeah,
Party
it's in
sheet.
it's the Benazar or me, whichever.
Does it look like we might be able to edge along the wall and avoid the mist for any distance?
You don't think you can avoid it. I mean, you could kind of feel your way through and, hands out kind of thing, and maybe see a
Alright,
few
I'll do
feet in
that.
front of you, like 4 or 5 feet.
I want to go.
I'll touch the
Yeah, I
wall
wanna-
so I don't disappear.
Okay.
I want to actually touch the mist to see if it hurts me.
Okay, 1 second. Stand by.
Clark disappears.
Save versus death.
Right.
He's in a acid pit on some other different planet. That's what you do. You design a dungeon that's this huge puzzle crawl, and then you get
Okay.
to the final thing.
So
And
Clark,
you walk in and you're just dead.
Clark and Jocko, I'm going to pull you in before Benazar and Vethater get to go anywhere. I'm going to pull you guys into another chat. 1 second.
Okay.
Actually, I don't want to do this. I will give you, I will say this. Since I rolled something secretly, I'm not going to tell you what will happen or what's going on, but if you would like to use your inspiration to roll again, you can without knowing. This will have some effect. I'm just not going to tell you what it will have. You failed. You failed your save. And it was, I guess I'll tell you, it's an intelligence saving throw.
Nope, I'm good. I'll take my medicine.
Okay, Jocko?
I am inspiration free.
Oh, okay. All right, so let me pull you guys in 1 second.
We're probably stupid now.
Okay. Funny you say that. So guys, as you breathe into this mist, as soon as you step in here, your mind goes completely blank, and both your intelligence and charisma is now a 1. So you can role play that how you want, and you can change it if you want in your character sheet, or just know that that's what it is. So if you want to stumble back out before these guys come in, do whatever you want. But I'm gonna pop you back in.
So
But you're
is
literally-
the charisma won by, like, did we get burned by the acid?
No,
or
it doesn't. Well, I guess I'm just gonna say you're so your intelligence is so low. It's more about kind of how you act. So you just don't have that charismatic. It's not your features. It's more about,
Gotcha.
you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
It's more
Alright.
of that effect.
Yep.
So I will let you.
And should we change our stats?
I'll do that, and you guys can role play it if you want to fumble back out. And now the way that physically happens, you can't cast spells, activate magic items. You can't understand language or communicate. You can identify your friends and protect them and follow them, but that's about all you can do right now. So
Okay.
Okay.
Will they see the dull look in her eyes?
yes, and so you can describe however you want to play that, but yes, they will. And if they don't get it by what you say, I'll tell them that much. Stand by.
Okay.
All right.
And its phylactery is just a rotted piece of cheese in the corner.
Okay.
And you're just looking for the cheese.
So,
Okay.
So-
Jocko steps out of the mist.
And Clark comes out behind him.
Back to us.
Yeah, they're
Back
kind
to
of
you guys,
stumbling
yeah.
back towards you, and yes.
Yeah.
And-
I just say, hey, I feel very groggy. I don't know what happened to me, but
You guys
We're-
okay?
And as he's
We're-
doing that, you guys think he's trying to say something, but what's coming out of his mouth, you have no clue what he's saying. It's just this gibberish. He just has this blank look on his face.
And
Go ahead.
Clark looks at Vethater much like a dog looks at its owner and just tilts his head and goes, eh.
Oh, jeez. I look at Ben as
This isn't good.
sorcery.
So they're just, blank expressions on their face. They seem to recognize you, but it's kind of like that dazed, I think I know you from somewhere, but I just, and they seem to know you're friendly, but that's about all.
All right, is it possible for me to decide if I feel like something is a curse? Is that a thing? Or, you know
Is
what?
that a
You know
thing?
what? Wait,
If
you know
you
what?
give
I
me-
don't want to.
If you give me an Arcana, you can make an Arcana check. You can give me an Arcana check.
I'll do the same.
Okay.
Jocko's gonna kind of just move over in the corner and slump down, put his hands in his head.
Okay.
His head in his hands.
You both, you've been, again, you guys are 15th level characters, so you've been around enough that you both seem to know, sorry, I was trying to move Clark, but you both do think this is a magical, possibly from some type of creature, not necessarily good or bad creature, but you think that it's some kind of effect that has completely made them stupefied. I mean, you think their intelligence is, for all intents and purposes, a 1, and you think their charisma is a 1. Not so much because they look
Right.
ugly, but just they have no charisma because they can't even speak. But you do think it's
Alright.
an effect on them.
So I feel like it's in the mind. Okay. So I'm doing an inspection. I wipe up the drool off of Clark's mouth as I'm doing this. It's like almost like a sobriety check. I'm looking at his pupils and his mannerisms, and I'll relay what you just said to Benazar.
This
Well-
might be a thing that passes with time.
Well, Benazar, I could call on Helm to aid us in this situation, but it is powerful magic.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But I am
Jocko.
not.
Jocko's just looking under his loincloth, wondering if anything happened to him. Benazar.
That a
And this is
charisma
both of
one
them,
I see
right?
into that?
Correct, both
Yeah.
of them. Yep.
Clark is gonna sit down Indian style on the floor at this point.
I can give Dispel a try.
I'm sorry, Native American style.
I almost corrected, but anyway.
You know, that cross-legged is a much faster way to say it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
Indian style.
And Benazar, your guys, your checks or your recollection was strong enough that I would say that you would know dispel magic would not affect it.
Just doesn't
I
cut
think
it.
Vethadur is on the right track in terms of, you think something that would impact their, statistics, their intelligence or charisma could reverse it.
Kind of restoration.
Correct.
Kind of thing.
Correct.
And I'll describe the spell I'm gonna cast and ask him if he, have you learned this magic? And I'll be describing Greater Restoration.
Okay.
Nope. I didn't really prioritize that. I prioritized enough like healing magic to like keep my meat shields alive.
Right. Yes.
Uh,
I'll say okay. All right. Keep watch. I'm gonna call on Helm to aid us, and I will burn 2 5th level spells.
Now, just so I'm clear, since they both have intelligence and charisma that's affected, you can only do one on both of them, right? Because I think it only restores one ability.
Oh.
It's almost like the
says
DM
any
expected
reduction
this.
to one of the target's ability scores.
Oh, ability scores? Okay.
It says any reduction
Okay.
to one of the target's ability
All right, then
scores.
that's fine. Yep. You could use 2 and get them both back. Got it.
All
What
right,
is this?
so-
Restore?
Greater restoration. I thought I
Greater
read it and I thought it was
restoration,
one ability, but that makes sense. It's powerful.
So you guys kind of, this energy just flow through my hands as I touch your shoulders, and the fog is lifted, and you kind of regain your senses a little bit.
Nice. The brightness returns to Clark's eyes, and he stands up and he bolts into the steam. I'm just kidding.
Well, you know what? I'm looking at greater restoration, and it does say any reduction to one of the target's ability score. Well, okay, never mind. I'll let you do it.
Do you think
We're all
it's one?
good.
It's
Nah,
fine.
it's right. No, we're good. We're good. So you can do it. So you guys, I'd reduced
It does say
your
one, yeah.
I reduced your score. I mean, obviously you'd probably do intelligence anyway, but we'll put them back. Clark, I think you had 12 intelligence, and
Oh Christ! I didn't even look.
you
I
did.
didn't-
You had
I don't
12.
know.
I looked at it. Jocko, you had 8.
Okay.
So I'll put them back.
8 and 8, yeah, charisma.
And then charisma, you guys, damn dump stat. So you guys had it at 8.
Yeah, it says a reduction to one of the target's ability scores.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
I kept reading that wrong, so it's all good. All right.
Because it's confusing because they say one of the
Right,
targets.
right,
so
and
you
that's
got
where-
one in your head.
That's where I was tripped up.
All right. Hey, don't go in that mist, okay, everybody? Let's don't do that. That's bad.
It's bad.
do you feel like it happened when you touched it or when you breathed it in?
I feel like it happened to me because I'm not sure.
You breathed
because
it
I
when
was
you felt like you breathed it in. I would give that to
okay.
you.
So when but you can't. Part of D&D is you can't hold
Yeah,
your breath to avoid an effect, right? You can't. do
I
that.
mean, there might be some ways I would say you could, but in this instance, I would say it would not. Although you do think it was partly breathing it in, you don't think it would change. That you would probably have to make
Yeah.
a save, an intelligence save, to not be affected.
I'll say, should I try to burn it away? And I'll kind of look at the group.
What with you and burning things?
Yeah, let's do something.
It purifies.
Does anybody have 2 inspirations?
I do.
So what we could do is Vethadur could guide us one at a time, and we could each use our inspirations for the intelligence check to go in, and then you could give yours to Jocko, your extra one. So we would all have a D4 and inspiration to pass the check to get it to go through.
hmm
That's one thing we could consider.
I like it.
I could bless as well.
The other thing, and
Like,
in addition to that, yeah, you could bless. In addition to that, bless and guidance.
they're both concentration.
Oh,
guidance
they're both
points.
okay. So the other thing we could do is lock arms, like and form a chain or whatever, so that if as we're going through, one of us gets stupid, they can just come with. You know what I mean? Like the other ones can get them through, and then we'll
I
go
like
to the other side. This is an idea that I have. I don't know if it's gonna work. An idea, man. I never said they were great ideas. I just have ideas.
You're a Tomb of Horrors killer.
Do you guys want to? I mean, or the other choice is go away and go do something else and not go through the steam.
I'll say let me try this fire real quick, and I'll use a first level burning hands, 15 feet out from the edge of where I feel like it is. It'll go in a.
Okay. So you get up to kind of the edge, you burn, and you think maybe you see just a quick reduction in the mist, but it seems to close back in on itself, and it really doesn't seem to impact it at all.
Clark, I don't know if I want to go through this mist without knowing what's on the other side. But, it's kind of scary.
I know. My experience tells me that if there's a nasty obstacle blocking something, that whatever's on the other side is awesome.
But
That's
it's
just
not.
my experience.
It's not. This is the
I don't
Tomb
know
of
that
Horrors.
that's true. So fire doesn't do anything. Do we have other things?
Do we think if we like wrap a cloth around our face and get it wet with our water skins, it'll keep the mist from going in our lungs?
You don't think there's really a way to avoid it, absent passing the save?
Yeah.
Well, I could use my 8th level spell, Holy Aura.
I would like to. I would like. What is it called?
Holy Aura gives advantage.
Oh, okay. I would like to step up to the edge of the mist, being sure to absolutely not get so near it, right?
Yep.
And then when I do that, I want to use a charge off my wand of enemy detection within 60 feet.
Can you throw?
So specifically,
yeah. Tell me what it says specifically.
You can use one action to expend a charge for the next minute. You know the direction of the nearest creature hostile to you within 60 feet, but not its distance from you. The wand can sense the presence of hostile creatures that are ethereal, invisible, disguised, or hidden, as well as plain sight. The effect ends when you stop holding in the wand.
Okay, so it's 60 feet, like kind of in all directions. Is that right?
In all directions, yeah, and it'll show me the nearest or the direction of the nearest one.
If it's within 60 feet.
If it's within 60 feet.
Oh, you mother!
And I can post that in the chat.
No, just give me a second to draw the distance here. One sec.
Okay. Also, you're saying there is. Sometimes you have magic items and you forget you have them, and then you're like, "What do I have that can help?" And then you find it.
Right. Sorry, I'm just looking so I don't nerf you and make sure that I'm looking in every direction possible for 6, because it's literally just a circle around you, right? You don't have to be like this direction, correct?
No, it's just within 60 feet of me from anywhere. Yeah, universally directed.
All right, you get a, I'm going to say you get a strong sense that up in this direction is some very nasty evilness, but nowhere else in 60 feet of you.
All right, so I'm going to say to the party, I know with my wand of enemy detection that there's something north by northwest.
I don't know if they would get that, but I'm going to say that
within 60 feet
is waiting for them. So I'll give it to him.
But it doesn't seem that there's anything that close to the south of us. So I say we go around the way and look for some shit for now.
I'm okay with leaving this mist.
So am I.
All right.
All right, let's do it.
Jocko waves his pickaxe at the mist.
I bring up to the group, would you guys like to stop and eat? My stomach is rumbling.
And Clark and Benazar, as soon as you go through the one-way or this door up here. As soon as you step through, a pit trap opens and you guys fall 10 feet onto poison spikes. And I'll show you where. Right there. And the description is, as soon as the party goes from east to west past this door, a pit materializes under their feet that was essentially not there before. It did not exist until you walked in from the other side. So stand by and I'll give you some damage, but Gary Gygax.
Okay, and then Gary Gygax, and
Yeah.
then we get poisoned
Gary Gygax.
and damage, and then
Well, we'll see. Let me throw it on you. So.
Okay. If you could be so kind as to move that blue box down just a.
No, because I want to piss you off. No, hold on one second.
It's making me crazy.
Actually, let's do this.
If
This
you
will
can't
be
move
better.
it, you can't move it. But oh, snap!
All right, there's one in the center. So, all right, so I gave you guys that. So let's do bludgeoning. Do the piercing. And the Constitution save. You succeeded. So you take half some poison. And Benazar succeeded. And you guys can get out of it, so I'm fine with you walking around.
Yeah, I
and by
climbed the
it.
fuck up out of that thing.
I love that description. That
And now I want to try
phases
to look
into
for
existence.
doors.
Okay.
I want to try to Gary Gygax. I want to try to look for some secret doors to where I think this monster that we've discovered is going to be over there in that direction, kind of up on this wall here.
Okay. And God, you would think I would know this by now, but you do find a secret door in the stone wall right in front of you. This is I need to turn. I need to turn this into Smiteworks because what is supposed to be there is actually a door. And once you open the door, it's a stone wall. And then once you look at it, you find a secret door. So it's kind of an error in the Fantasy Grounds map, but you would have found it. That's fine. So there we go. So there is a secret door in front of you.
All right, so I'm going to wait for everybody to get up here.
And I will ask the group if they want to take a short rest and eat and prepare.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so you guys want to do that?
I'll throw some hit dice, whatever.
All right, is everybody good with that?
Yes,
Yeah, let's pick
and-
a corridor or whatever you guys think is.
Right here is good.
And I'll lose true sight. So you see that kind of my
Right.
eyes change back to normal. They stop.
Oh, and my
No,
my fire
magical.
breath is going to go away, but oh well, I got another one.
Okay, so Clark, before we start the short rest, roll me a d20 in the tower, please. This doesn't really mean anything. I just want to scare him. Oh, okay. All right. Well, you do get a short rest, which I will apply right now.
Bye-bye, fire potion.
All right.
Hello, hit dice. Do we have a bard?
We do. So don't
Alright.
roll all your dice yet.
During
What's
this
your... Oh, go ahead.
during this short rest, I would have after I finished tending the things and eating, I would have started a detect magic ritual to look at that mace.
Okay. And you do that, and you look at the mace, and you don't notice anything magical about it. It looks like a
Shit.
normal mace to you.
I'm sorry. Take those off. I picked the wrong fucking thing.
I'll relay that to the group.
Okay.
I don't know why Acerak was so interested in it, or maybe it wasn't Acerak. Maybe it was an illusion. And I'll relay that it doesn't seem magical.
before you take those off, is that something you can do anyway, CJ?
Yeah, so I will.
Because to reverse that, we would have to have memorized what each person's temps
Alright.
were before you did it.
Right. Alright. So I'll just do that.
You could have done that before the rest and gotten your inspirations back.
Yeah, probably. If Whittian's fine with that.
That's fine. That's fine.
So a bardic heal is a D10 now.
Yep.
Does it ever go to 12?
17.
Yeah. Okay. Use them if you got them. Especially if you keep rolling threes like me.
I'm good. I have used my one.
God damn it. All right. I'm good. I've got
How do you
153
reverse
hit points.
AFK?
Right click your
Yeah.
portrait.
At the top, just like you did, and it'll put you back. Yep.
Got it. Thank you.
I don't know, Gwydion, if we ever talked about this, but I at one point on my game table had AFK set as "I'll be back," and then people just would set AFK every 15 seconds. I'm like, okay, we're gonna not do that anymore.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't remember that.
And it was a hard drive direct, so I just was like, no, it's
Nice.
abused.
All right, so you have a
so
secret
now we've
door in the
taken,
wall in
according
front of you.
to-
Yep.
Yes, Vethater has reminded us to get a snack, and then now we're
Yeah,
good
I
to
was.
go.
I lost my
So I
super
will-
level 6 level spell, but we're good.
I will open the door to the promised land.
Dun, 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 dun.
And you see a very long hallway that appears to have a door at the end.
All right, let's check for traps as we move. For sure. Nothing you can do about the ones that just materialize beneath your feet. Nothing you can do about that.
And Clark, just as you go into the door here, and you just pass through the secret door, you kind of, something's bugging you, and you kind of notice in the floor, you notice there appears to be another secret door that looks to be some type of trap door. Kind of literally on the square that you're in. Kind of right there. I mean, you can certainly keep going. There's a door up there, but just so you know.
But it's in the floor or it's on the wall?
Floor. In the floor.
Okay, let's back up over here, and I'm going to try to open that on the floor. I'll see if I can manipulate it with my hands, or just like lift up a trap door or whatever the hell it might be.
Okay.
See what I can get.
And you do that, and the trap door opens to a steep flight of narrow stairs that spiral down.
Oh yeah, we're totally doing this. I go right on immediately down these stairs.
Okay. Stand by.
Urash will
Goddamn
follow him
Timberwolves.
closely.
Vethater is following.
I'm
and-
gonna stay up here. No.
I, Jim, will stay in the safety of the Jeep while Marlin wrestles the alligator.
Okay, so you go down this passageway that spirals around, and it kind of feels like you're going down deeper until you land. Now, sorry, who's going? Is everyone going, or is it just Clark right now, or
Yes,
everyone?
everybody's
Okay,
going.
1 sec.
Yeah, everybody's going.
I'm trying to shake the spiral staircase loose from the wall and have it collapse. No.
That's bad. That's a bad idea. I don't like it. It's bad. It's bad.
Okay, so you are in kind of a narrow passageway that is going down deeper
What about how big this one?
into the tomb. Say again.
I said, CJ, what about how big this one is? He's
Oh.
got to be disappointed. He
Yeah,
doesn't like it.
I don't like large men.
Terrified.
All right, I'm going to go around the corner, or look around the corner, to the corner, look around. Yeah. See what we see. I'm hearing creepy noises. That's probably bad.
Okay, so as you're
Is that a?
as you're looking around the tunnel from the corridor to the south and heading east, you see at the end a huge block of adamantine.
Whoa. Okay.
Hail Crom, that will make a wonderful shield.
I'm gonna say, let me go check this out by myself, you guys. And I'm gonna go down here and inspect this adamantine block.
Okay,
I'm expecting it to like just run over me or something.
as you get there, you notice that there are 3 slots that are in the door at about waist high, and other than that, it just seems this huge block of adamantine.
Waist high. They had to be waist high.
Their slots, do they look like keyholes?
They do not look like keyholes. In fact, they look.
All right.
Yeah, they don't look like keyholes.
I am going to insert the key into the left one anyway, just to see if it does anything.
Nothing happens.
Middle one?
Peek.
Sorry? Oh, no, nothing
Middle hole,
happens.
middle slot?
Nothing happens.
Right slot.
Nothing
All right, I
happens.
bend down and look in the middle slot. Is it dark?
Yeah,
Can I see
it's
anything?
dark and it's a pretty thin slot, so you can't really see much. It looks like there might be a room behind it, but you can't really see much through the thin slots in the door.
Is it like coin size or ring
They're-
size?
They're more like probably about 3 or 4 inches tall and pretty thin. You know, almost as if sword or some type of blade, dagger.
That was
sword.
my next thought.
Yeah, could maybe.
All right, get up here, everybody. Let's put our swords in these slots.
Ah.
I volunteer.
CJ's disappointment is the funniest thing to me.
I
All
do
right.
have the great sword, Grand.
I'll take my sword.
I've only got a tiny little thin sword. It doesn't quite fit.
Oh my god, it's a heavy male presence here.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my. I'm trying to find the name of it. Hold on. Is it a great sword? Yeah. I'm gonna put my great sword in the right slot. Wow. Fucking Gary Gygax, man.
Okay.
He anticipated this. And I'm gonna say I need 2 more gentlemen to put their swords.
All right, I'm grabbing my frost brand. I'm gonna freeze this slot and slide it in. Great sword of frost brand.
Okay. So we got all 3 in at the same time
Yes.
into the 3. No, I'm sorry. I won't do that.
We have our
All right,
hands
as
in
you
our pockets.
as
so-
you do that, this big adamantine block kind of slowly opens inward into a huge chamber. So give me a second.
It just never stops.
And your swords are destroyed.
The slots lead to a chamber. Of course it does. Let's see, it's titled The Vaginal Wall.
So as you open
Ah.
it, Clark,
Oh.
you look
holy
upon an
shit.
enormous chamber colored in pastels. A
I'm
forest
gonna need my sword.
of massive,
I'm sorry.
many-hued columns support the ceiling. So, I mean, there's certainly
Yeah.
a lot else in here, but that's all I can give you for now.
This is holy shit.
And there's kind of an old school image of the pillars.
Oh, that's not helpful. It's a dark thing. I don't want to know. I want to know what's back there.
Ah, shit. Hold on. Damn it. I just realized I did a little bit too much.
I picture just in the 80s a DM, folding back that paper book and holding it up and going, "This is what you see," and the player's going, "Well, that doesn't fucking help us any."
Right?
Yeah. Jeez. Okay.
Damn it. First time I've done that. But that's all right. You guys were looking all over.
You know what that spells to me? That picture right there is don't go in there. That's what I see when I look at that.
What is it with this guy in pastels? Jesus.
Okay, so what do you guys think? There's the things at the top with the doors, and I don't know. That doesn't look good. There's
do
one. There's those Did we
there's
what?
An altar with a throne or something.
Do we see the dais to the south? Does it have a
You
dark vision?
can make things out, but it's just a kind of a grayish, nothing, no real color that you can tell that far away. But you can definitely see that there's some large throne-like dais down at the bottom.
Well, much like a cat, I say we start with the walls and circle the room.
And some of you are kind of, and I know some of this is just how the map is drawn, but some of you are kind of on the pillars. Is anybody doing anything? Are they just kind of, are you trying to walk around the pillars, inspecting the pillars, touching the pillars? I just want to know what you guys are doing.
I'm definitely not touching them, but I am examining them as I pass.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, visually, me.
Okay. All right.
Jocko's looking north and thinks he sees an advertisement for Rocky Road.
Yes. So
Yes.
So Jocko, as you look there, and it's so this ceiling is about 30 feet high. So this is an enormous chamber, and that is what it looks like. It's a sculpted relief, a mosaic of a green devil's face. Looks very similar to what you encountered in the opening hallway of this dungeon, and it's about 24 feet above the floor. So they couldn't really draw it, to show that, but it's 24 feet above the floor.
Is it perhaps the Iron Men?
So it did say shun green if you can. I don't know if that means anything.
Chaco runs away.
And it looks like the one that had the Orb of Annihilation?
It does.
Was that one green?
It was.
Yeah.
Old school.
There he is.
Ice cream here.
Right.
Put your dick in it.
I'm not using it.
Yeah, if you do that, you will ice cream here.
I see what you did there because of I scream. Let's go toward this dais and see how dangerous that is. That
I want
sounds
the
like
throne
a
that's
good
keyed
idea.
and keyed. Give it to me.
You want the key?
No, I want the throne that's keyed and keyed.
Okay, so Clark,
okay.
as you get that close and you can kind of see a little bit more detail, and kind of contrasting with the pastel colors of the floor and the pillars is the stark blackness of the huge dais on the south wall, atop of which sits an obsidian throne inlaid with silver and ivory skulls. Upon the throne rests a crown made of gold and a scepter made of electrum, with a gold knob on one end and a silver cap on the other. I'm going to give you a couple of illustrations. I put that in the chat. Here's the current illustration.
Who's gonna yell at me to stop from going up there and getting those things?
Oh, that looks friendly AF.
And here's
Don't you do it, Clark.
here's the old school.
do it?
Here's the old school
you do it.
illustration.
Hey,
That looks
that's pretty
even-
good the way they did the new one versus the old one.
It's kind of fun to compare and contrast.
Yeah,
Well, I
that
think you
E5,
manually got the old images, didn't you?
that
or did
E5
they do
looks
that?
like it's all Clark's name's written all over it.
Well, a Sararak is probably in that chair, and we just don't see him now. I don't know. We got to get up there.
I will.
All right, Go ahead.
I will go ahead and carefully approach the dais. And I will tentatively put my foot on the first step.
Yes.
You touch it, and you kind of gingerly touch it, and nothing seems to happen.
All right. So I turn to Clark and I say, Clark, you've been my friend these many months. We faced many great dangers together. And if anything should happen to me while I do this, I'm sorry I was such a dick.
I always enjoy your good-spirited ribbing. Good luck to you, my friend. I shall be with you in spirit.
And then Benazar kind of chuckles to herself at the mention of ribbing. And then she climbs up the dais.
Okay.
Archon
Yeah.
It's like the Lich King ascending his throne.
All right. So you are up on there. Crown and the scepter are sitting in the chair.
And I will crouch down and kind of stare closely at these items and see if I can just kind of detect any maybe runes or other inscriptions that might indicate magical properties.
Okay. 1 second.
And before anything happens after that, I have something I would like to do.
Bethader is praying for guidance.
Yeah, I mean, without even rolling, you definitely believe and can sense that these are definitely magical items. And CJ, roll me a perception check, please.
Okay, it's not my worst skill or anything.
All right. And you also notice, kind of as you're looking at the things on the throne, you notice as you're looking at the items and the throne, you see a small replica of the crown inlaid on the lower front panel of the seat, the chair that's in front of you.
Yes.
So
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Clark is going to burn another charge on the Wand of Enemy Detection. So 60 feet.
And hold on, you son of a... Let's see. All right, stand by. I got to look at a different map.
The new picture doesn't have that crown on the base of the throne.
No, it doesn't. That's sort of weird.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Interesting.
As a matter of fact, when he showed us the old one, I was going to ask about that, and then I just forgot.
You do not sense anything within 60 feet.
All right, I'm going to whisper to Benazar Go Ardra that I don't think there's any monsters nearby. We should be safe. You should be able to pick those
Jocko
items
goes,
up.
Hold on 1 second. I want to check something out over in this corner over here before you do that. Something weird I just happened to look over and see.
Oh,
Okay.
what is all that?
So, Jocko, as you look over there, hang on 1 second. Strewn near the southeast corner, you see a heap of charred bones and skulls, plus the crisp and blackened remains of clothing and gear, arms and armor, a thoroughly awful and frightening sight. And you also see, as you're that close, you see a huge glowing orange gem at the center of this destruction. So give me a second and I'll show you kind of what it looks like to you as you've gotten close. And this is old school. So there is no other image in the current module.
25 cents.
Yeah, that one might be something we could put in that gargoyle's hand.
Yeah, I say get it.
I will reach into the morass and clasp the gem in my hand and lift it straight up and pocket it.
Okay, let me put that in the party sheet for you to grab. 1 second. You should see orange gem in the party sheet, I think.
Got it. And then I'll float back over here and tell them, hey, I don't know, there's a pile of armor and skeleton bones and stuff in that corner. Maybe if you mess with this throne, you can end up in that corner dead like those guys. I don't know what's going on here, but think about what you do before you do it.
So you found some kind of gem over there?
Yeah, I got this orange gem. I think it's for our friend the Gargoyle. He's going to help us kill the Lich, I think. But anyway,
It's glowing bright. It's glowing
I don't know why
kind
you
of
would think that.
bright orange.
So
you
I'm
want to
gonna.
check it out? I'll just toss it up to Benazar in case he needs it for his little adventure on the diet.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the crown and also the relief of the crown to see if there's like a spot for a missing gem, perchance.
Okay, you look all over the crown and the scepter, and you don't see any spot that would fit another gem.
Pick up the crown.
Yeah, I'm gonna gently reach out and just touch the crown first.
Okay,
I did toss him the gem, though, by the way. I don't know if he caught it or...
you touch it, and nothing, it feels like a normal crown as you would expect it to feel. It's solid.
Pick up the scepter. Sit
I
on the crown.
I will pick up
Getting
the
more.
the crown, and then the scepter. Assuming that picking up the crown doesn't affect me, then I'll pick up the scepter.
Okay, I've put both of them in the party sheet. And, I mean, you think, these are obviously valuable. I mean, you think that the crown itself might be worth 25,000 gold pieces, and you think the scepter could be worth 12,500 gold pieces. It's very ornate, very, the craftsmanship
Editor's, like,
is
spinning his
amazing.
eyes, looking at him as he's gazing at these things covetously. He's looking up, observing.
There's slots, there's chambers, there's gold knobs, there's all kinds of sexual innuendo.
But these are definitely magic, right?
Correct. Yeah, you definitely believe these are magical. You don't know exactly, but you definitely think they're magical.
All right. Well,
Clark is gonna. Oh, go ahead.
I have exactly one scroll of identify left. I can identify one of these things. Should I do the crown or the scepter?
Roll a d6.
I will tell you that, just so you know, I will tell you that by casting something like that, you think you will know the type of magic. You're not necessarily sure that you're going to be able to identify the exact nature of this, but you might be able to definitely find some things out about it.
That's fine.
All right, and as he's doing that, Jocko's going to be watching the morass in the corner there.
Okay.
Morass. Clark, on the other hand, is just looking for more ass.
Nice.
I want to sit in the chair really badly. Does Benazar want to stop me from doing that?
I would advise against it, but you know what? You do you. You're a free person.
You do you. All right. As he's holding the scepter and the crown, I'm going to sit down in this throne.
So you sit down. It doesn't feel all that comfortable, and although you're, I wouldn't say nauseous, but you're just kind of like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I sitting here? But nothing happens to you.
All right. Since that's the case, I am going to try to examine or better manipulate the crown icon or picture that's at the foot of the chair.
And I'll say we might want to check for a keyhole as well.
And it looks like just a small, like a miniature-sized replica of the crown inlaid in silver that's on the lower front panel of the seat. So it's just kind of basically just what it is. It's a replica of the crown, but it's small. It's much smaller, and if he didn't look closely, he would have missed it. But it's clearly evident there at the bottom of the front panel.
So I'm gonna use a scroll to identify on the crown.
Okay.
All right.
So the crown, hold on. Yeah, the crown radiates an aura of abjuration magic. So you definitely know that is the school of magic. And one of the effects that you think, but you're not quite sure of, is you think if you put it on, that you will see kind of as if it was normal daylight in this room. However, that's all you know. You don't know if there's anything else, good or bad or indifferent, about the crown.
Interesting. So I'll let the party know. I think this might enable me to see things clearly.
Use caution, I'll say.
Yeah. So I will cautiously put the crown on my head.
Okay, you do that, and as soon as you put it on, everything in the room just becomes crystal clear, as if you're outside on a clear day. You can see the entire room. You don't necessarily see anything that, looks unusual or, but it just looks very clear. It just looks like everything is extremely crystal clear to you.
I feel like he's accepted evil. He's getting fireballed.
So
By you?
The other thing that you know as you put it on is that the crown, now you don't think you can take off the crown other than by touching the scepter to it. However, you do not know the process or which end in particular to touch to the scepter, but you do know there's a way to touch the scepter to the crown to remove it somehow.
all right. So
It's rocky road for everyone. Get over to those holes and get us some ice cream.
yeah.
And I think you guys had this, but just in case you didn't have, I think I already gave that to you, but I wanted to make sure that I had given that to you, just as an FYI. All right.
Does the dais look really dark to him still? Or has it changed?
It hasn't changed. Like, again, there's not like he sees anything magical. It's just the room looks very clear, whereas to the rest of you with your dark vision, you can still see just shades of gray. I mean, you can see in here, but it's dark. But he can see as if it's daytime.
And he shares that with us?
Yeah, so I can see the room clearly now and see the colors of the pillars and all that. I'm not sure I can take this off, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So kind of with this better vision, I'm going to go ahead and start investigating the rest of the room.
Okay.
I'll follow behind him, ready to detect any signs of evil. My eyes are squinted, looking at him.
Is that what you're detecting?
Jocko's gonna stand over here and be ready for anything that happens in this corner.
And as I'm passing these pillars, I'm just kind of seeing if there's anything that might like show them to be sequential in some way, or if they're like part of a larger kind of pattern, maybe.
So you're looking intently and you don't notice anything. And just so you guys have it for later, I just put in chat the notation on the replica of the crown, just so you have it.
Okay. I'm going over here to check this iron face up on the wall there. Am I able to see into the mouth at all?
Oh, this one's a different color, huh? It's black.
Yes, it is, and it's so it's identical in size and placement. That's one of the first things you notice to the one in the opposite corner, but this one is tinged with a bluish color over the green. So it looks very similar, but it's got just a little bit of a blue hue on top of the green.
That's good colors for those of great valor. And so, so I'm looking in kind of the mouth of it. Does it look like another like black? It's kind of a wall of blackness in there, like the initial one we saw did, or is there maybe some light going into this one?
It looks very dark, very similar to the other face. And Clark, are you doing anything in specific as you're like on top of that pillar, or are you just, again, I know you can't necessarily kind of show me exactly where you're moving.
Just was trying to generally follow these guys
Okay.
and go that way.
Fair enough.
So Jocko's going to look closely at the replica and see if he can discern where that scepter might be inserted to remove the crown if my friend needs it. If there's any indication on that.
I mean, all I can give you is what I gave you in chat. It's just a replica. It doesn't necessarily look like there's any inserts. It's just a replica of the crown inlaid in silver.
I think the fact that it's inlaid in silver might say something, but I'll hold that for later.
And let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else as you're up by that door I can give you. A second.
This might be the columned hall. We thought the other one was the columned hall. If you find the false, you find the true, and into the columned hall you'll come, and there the throne that's keyed and keyed.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, nothing. Yep.
So then I will go ahead and investigate these doors.
Okay, as you get like right up here, I know that wasn't exactly where you drew, but right around that area,
That's all right.
the door actually begins to shimmer with a faint blue light. And there's kind of a brass pull that looks like it's on the outside of the door on your side.
Mm-hmm.
Vethadir, can you see this light?
Do I see it?
Absolutely. I mean, you kind of see it's not as
Okay.
as colorful to you because of your dark vision, but yes, you can see a little bit brighter glow.
Alright, I'll describe it, and then I'll talk about the, I'll say this looks like a lever.
Right. And then I'm going to check the next door down.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
And this is probably the Iron Men of Visage Grim do more than meets the viewer's eye.
So this one gives off a faint glow again. As you get about 10 feet from it, you can kind of, I mean, you can just see it more. And it's kind of a lilac color.
All right. And I'll go into this next one. Kind of as I'm doing this, we'll take a look at these pillars. And do the colors on the doors maybe match some of the colors on the pillars?
They do not. They do not.
Okay.
And the western door glows pretty similar in color to the eastern door. So the northeastern door of the room, they're both kind of a shimmering blue light. And all of them seem to have kind of a brass pull on them.
Are you saying pull, P-U-L-L, pull?
Yes, pull.
Like it looks like
Okay.
does it look like a lever, or was I assuming it looked like a lever?
And you're assuming it's more like a door pull, like you would pull it towards you.
Like
a
a-
handle.
Yes, sorry. It's
Okay.
Got it.
Is it a ring, like a knocker kind of a thing, or is it just a solid piece that you can grab and open the
it's
door?
more of a solid piece that you can grab and open. I don't know. Just made
Okay.
that up.
Do it. Open.
All right. Before he opens that, I'm looking. I'm going to sit on the throne, thinking I'm going
What's
to
your-
become deity.
You're gonna sit on the throne with your morass.
Okay, you sit on the throne and,
Correct.
you're not altogether comfortable, but nothing untoward happens.
Shun green if you can, but night's good color for those of great valor.
So that is blue, right? Not purple.
Correct.
So this
Ooh,
might
that
be.
sounded like a confirmation.
Lavender.
So it might be that both of these faces are not what we want. It says not to choose the green,
Good
but
call.
the nice
Dennis.
color of a great valor might be, I don't know, like I don't know. Being of great valor sounds like it's going to be a big challenge.
Well, I say we open it.
Which one?
The one that's in front of you.
If you want to open it, you go right ahead.
Okay, I will come over there. And I will open the door.
And cliffhanger.
And on next week's show.
Jocko, did anything happen when he sat on the throne?
No.
No.
No?
He's
The-
uncomfortable,
Oops.
but he's thinking that when they start opening these doors,
The door
Gwydion, I tried
opens.
I tried to click that pin.
I
and
bet you
couldn't
did.
Get
You see and it's just a bare chamber full of dust.
I don't believe that, and so I go in.
You go in
And I look around to see what is being hidden from me with this illusion.
you look around, and you could roll me an investigation, but I will tell you that there is nothing at all. It's empty.
All right, I come back out and I say, nothing in there. And
hey, buddy,
Then
shake the dust off your shoes.
then I say, I gotta go.
Yep.
All
we're
right.
at it.
Right at 9:15. Or 8:15 your time, I
boy.
guess.
I'm terrified of this room.
It's not good. It's very uneventful, which just makes it way more scary.
You guys made a lot of progress. This was a good session, even though it was a little bit shortened one. You guys really made a lot of progress. So
Cool.
good.
All right. Yep.
Nice.
Sorry about having
No.
to have a short day today, guys. But look, do you think we'll finish the next time or no?
I do.
You don't know.
I do.
You do. Okay.
I mean, we'll see.
All right.
But
Excellent.
I think so.
All right.
Thank you for
All right.
DMing.
Good times,
Good
everybody.
job.
All right,
That was
guys.
fun.
Thanks, Gwydion. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Safe travels, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Have a good night.
Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Good week, guys.
Bye.
Great one. That was good. Thank you.